So this brings us now to the notion of spam farming, right? Where the idea is what I kind of alluded to, where this t-shirt seller creates a fake set of web pages that they all link to his own web page, and all these web pages in their anchor text says that the target page is about movies. And this is what is known as spam farming. So Google versus spammers, round 2. So, right, once the Google became a dominant search engine, really spammers become trying to figure out ways how to trick Google search results. And what they did is they created what is called spam farms, where basically the idea is that we want to concentrate and collect the PageRank and kind of funnel it towards a single target page. And there is many kinds of web spam and many kinds of link spam. And in particular, many times I'm sure you have visited a web page where you come and see things like this that basically just have a set of hyperlinks to some other web page. And the idea is exactly as I mentioned, that these pages basically funnel their PageRank score importance to the high-value target web pages. So the way we can think about this now is that we want to manipulate the structure of the web graph in order to create new links in such a way that given web pages will get high importance. Conceptually, we can take the web and split the web into 3 types of web pages. We can call them these classes based on the spammer's viewpoint. So for example, inaccessible web pages are basically pages that the spammer cannot touch. So these are pages on the rest of the web that the spammer cannot touch. Then we have a notion of accessible pages. These are basically pages that the spammer can touch. So for example, spammer can add fake block comments, spammer can add fake posts to various types of pages, and all these posts would kind of point to the target page. And of course, the spammer has also its own set of pages. We call this the pages the web spammer owns, and these are completely controlled by the spammer and may spam multiple domain names. There may be millions of these pages and so on. So now the question is, what can the spammer do? And the spammer's goal, right, is really to maximize the PageRank score of a given page T, right? So there is this t-shirt selling web page, let's call it page T, that the web spammer wants to improve its PageRank score. So the technique the web spammer will use is that it will get many links from accessible pages pointing to the target page T, and this way they will create what is called a link farm, such that all the PageRank importances of all these pages kind of funnel their importance back to our target page T. One possible strategy for a link farm is created here. So basically, this is a topology of how a link farm may be organized, right? So the blue cloud shows the inaccessible part of the web. Then this inaccessible part of the web has in and out links to and from the accessible part of the web. What the web spammer can do, make this accessible part of the web. As I said before, these are kind of blog posts and things like that. They can create comments that link into the target web page T. And then what the web spammer can also do, they can take these web pages that they own, and they can make all these web pages both point to the target page T, and the target page T can point back to these pages. And the idea is that the number of these pages is huge. We will call the number of these pages to be M, and think of them as millions of farm web pages, because they are very cheap to create. So now, this is actually one of the most common and most effective link farm topologies. Now let's start to compute, and let's try to convince ourselves what is the PageRank score of node T. So basically the page we want to boost its PageRank score. So to do this, we will do the following. Let's use the symbol X to denote the PageRank score contributed by all the accessible pages here denoted as blue node, and how much PageRank they contribute to T, and let's use the Y to be the PageRank score of node T. So now, first thing we want to compute is what is the PageRank score of every of the farm pages that the web spammer owns. That is very easy to compute. we know what is the score of node T, and it is only the node T that links to the forum pages. So the node T takes its PageRank score Y, divides it evenly among all the M pages that are owned by the spammer, and gives them beta fraction of its PageRank score to each one of them. And then, of course, each of these owned spam pages also receives a fraction of the score due to the random jumps. The random jumps happen with probability 1 minus beta, and there is n pages in total on the web, so that is 1 minus beta over n. So now, given that we now know what is the score of every web page that we own, this is denoted as red nodes, let's also compute what is the value of y. So the value of y is the PageRank score of node T, is simply x, which is the amount of PageRank contributed by the accessible pages, plus beta times m, and now the pages, the contribution of PageRank scores from the pages that we own. So this is beta times y divided by m, plus 1 minus beta plus n, plus 1 minus beta divided by n, where m now is the number of pages that the spammer owns, and n is the number of pages that are total on the web. Okay? So if we think about this and multiply with beta m and solve the system, what we get is that y equals x plus beta squared y plus some constant terms. Right? And what we will do is we will take this last term, 1 minus beta over n. This is very small because the web is huge, n is large, so we will ignore this one. So let's keep looking at what do we get. What we basically get is we get something that is like y equals x over 1 minus beta squared plus m divided by n plus some constant, where this constant is beta over beta plus 1. Okay? M is the number of pages that the spammer owns, and n is the number of pages that are on the web. So what this means is that the PageRank score of our target page T equals basically the amount of PageRank score that comes from the accessible part of the web plus the ratio of m to n multiplied by some constant. So what does this mean is basically that the more web pages the web spammer owns, the bigger the m, the higher the score of the target page y will be. So in some sense, web spammer can create arbitrarily large number of pages, so m can be arbitrarily large, which means that the PageRank score of the target page T can also get arbitrarily large. And of course, in reality, n is huge, right? The size of the web graph is huge, and m doesn't need to be that large, because all we need to do is we need to boost the score of the target page T not to be the most important page on the web, but to be more important than some other pages on the web. So even not too big link farms can already have a big effect, right? So now this is basically the problem, and the question is, how do we now go and detect such link farms on the web?